We've seen some incredible games so far. Let's take a moment here, slow things down, meet up with Sundown. We'll take a look at some of the awesome clips he's got. We'll take a look at the updated standings and then go from there.
Right, so first we're going to hop on board here with Bugabot. A great individual effort from him on the low ground here. Note, right before that elim, he had 0 builds, now up to 20. But one thing I want you to keep an eye on is his mentality to shoot first in these situations. It might be because he's lower on the builds, but note how he's looking to walk out and take fights. He's not looking to build himself back out. He wants his shots first, which ends up being huge if you're in a position where you can aggress, picking up Has right there and then able to run it out and get the victory route, just outlasting from 0 builds to a VR. Well done from Bugabot. Now, the Titan of the East, we've talked about it. Players who haven't qualified 72 hours, Tom is on that, and just watch this little bit of a tricksy rotation here. Ends up directly in this player box on the backside of him. Mike can go back to lobby, boxes himself up, puts the trap down. Nice little defense there. Now, rather unfortunate here, they didn't end up with 2 elims, but the tag and the baller does still pick up Testy, so well done there from 72 hours. We've seen a lot of Fernando as well. Now watch him go to work. That was his first elim, but look at what he gets from all of that. Gets high ground control, the legendary AR, and zone priority position. Because he's on this side and players are forced to rotate into him, he's going to be able to use the rifle. Saw him pick up one there, picks another player off of the jump pad. That feels awful if you're Oscarito, and we've seen him have an affinity a number of times for getting picked up off of those jump pads. So maybe grab a shadow bomb or a ball and rotate along the ground as Fernando keeps putting in work there, getting the storm tick over onto Sir Wings. And look, that's the one thing that we stress about these players. It's the action after their immediate action. You don't slow down. You can't stop right after you pick something else up because somebody else is there. Picks up the elim onto Quasi, boxes himself up, and then pushes forward. And he's been doing this entire run while he's being contested. It's not like he's avoiding these fights. He's going and he's looking for them, but he's prepared to take them with that shoot first mentality. Very well done from Fernando there, but let's check out those standings right now. The previous qualifier on top, Misfits Clicks. Let's look at the spread, 40 points down to 30, so just 10 points separating first and 10th, and 6 spots up for grabs. Zeke's with Clicks already having qualified, it would drop down to the 7th spot, and all these guys are right on top of each other.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like someone like Smacked and Fernando, they have the 3 games played, and they're at the 30 points. Someone like Clicks, who's at the top, has 5 with 40 points. So they have like more room to work with, more throwaway games, I guess, but the point spread is still pretty tight. Don't forget, top 6 will be moving on to finals, so there's still plenty of time. I still feel like this is anyone's game. It just takes one incredible standout game to just rocket up on the leaderboard, you know?
It's absolutely anybody's game. We talk about kind of a reasonable pop-off. A 5 elim victory route is 15 points, or 8 elims, and in the top 5 is 15 points. Any of those is a realistic final game, and we're right around that halfway mark, and with less than 15 points separating the top 10, anybody will be able to jump up on the page, and that's what Fortnite is all about.
Well, let's not hold off any longer, Fortnite fam. Let's just get right back into the action. So for now, let's send it back over to Courage and Dr. Lupo for more Fortnite.
Ooh-wee, the standings are getting juicy. Some would call them soggy as we move into our next game here.
Speaking of soggy, Jack, on your screen, Liquid Vivid.
And Loot Lake.
A player that's already qualified.
Yes.
Qualified week 1. You gotta love that. An opportunity, though, for Vivid to practice his mechanics, keep his game stepped up to the top. Hopefully push up and maybe pick up, you gotta remember, a little bit of prize money too on the line here, plus it's doubled. $2 million for the entire weekend is insane.
Absolutely wild.
Gives me chills, Jack.
$2 million every week for these last couple weeks is nuts. That's like, you've been around in competitive gaming for a long time. That is like entire life cycles of games,
Yeah.
Prize money. And now it's these 2 weeks. Don't even get me started on the Fortnite World Cup Finals. That is going to be the spectacle to watch this summer. You will want to be tuned in for that. Later on this summer, in the end of July, you see Hogman continuing to pop up in the elimination feed. Vivid throwing these grenades, and on these awkward to build surfaces, like in the water, it is so tough to dodge them, and you see right there how it winds up working out.
Yeah, here at Loot Lake, multiple players trying to make their way in. 38 left. Vivid starting to tunnel forward. Shots from the backside. He's going to wait Last second, it looked like he was waiting for one more shot from that opponent's AR before he took the combat shot. Couldn't quite get it. For a read here, gonna take ownership of the wall, sees the baller through, and gonna apply pressure, taking shots there. It actually is Hogman with the baller inside that brick box in the bottom, Loon up top. Premium moving forward up above too, the next level up. Shots underneath the corner edit there. Vivid's gonna have to replace the wall with a new one. Maybe a chance to pop that full shield if he decides it's the right call, which at this point it might be, unless someone nearby is very, very weak. Vivid gonna go for the full shield. At this point, waiting. You have 18 seconds until the circle starts to close, which means you don't have to move just yet if you are trying to wait, especially if you have a rift in your inventory, a launch pad, anything like that. You can take a second and take shots before movement's required. I believe that's exactly what's going on here. Yep. Vivid's going to rotate on through. Look from underneath, and there is a pyramid separating them now. No chance here. You hear the shadow bomb go off. Vivid might try and track this one down. 54 on the shield on rotation. No chance just yet. A player directly above. He's going to build up and try and match height. Shot from the backside. 32-21. Shield still on that player, and another one rotates in front. It's Navy Rob who goes down to a quick combat shotgun shot.
I actually can't believe Vivid's not being sprayed at more.
Barely even challenged.
Yeah.
The player down to his bottom right. Loot Lake keeping people on their toes. The player right inside finds Loon in the box. Follow up the back-to-back.
Vivid.
2 shots. Hogman goes down. A very, very competitive player. That's a big elimination. Less of a challenge now to reach that #1 spot this game. Vivid moving forward. Another wounded player on the outside, and the baller flies past. Vivid building up 18 points, 4 elims, and 66 builds. Ammunition not too bad. Loadout not too bad. A player directly underneath. Vivid still making moves non-stop. This is why he qualified week 1. You're looking for a player to watch. This is definitely one high on the list, Jack.
Yeah, he is someone that I think a lot of people always expected to do well and qualify, but the surprising thing for others is that he's the only one of the Liquid boys who has, right? And Vivid has been a absolute beast in solos for as long as he's competed in Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
And right now showing what he can do here. Down to 19 health, though. It looks like the end might be near.
You look back at previous skirmish events, he was routinely taking home first place, second place, third place, repeat.
Oh, there he goes.
Untamed, catch him on the outside, goes down, 70 players left. Couldn't quite squeak out the top 15 for placement points. If you remember, it's top 25 for 3, top 15 gets you another 2 at 5. Top 5 gets you 2 more to 7, and the Victory Royale is 10. Reminding everybody, if you're just tuning in, there's your scoring setup. Clicks finding another element. You have to remember, too, Clicks right now top of the board. Finds Surge Kurt on the outside, rotating forward the shadow bombs. What a versatile item right now for movement. One of the best in the game. You're looking for a chance to stay safe. I say pick up a shadow bomb or 2 and make those rotations at the right time.
Yeah, and right now, Clicks. No!
Gets himself.
Boogie bombs himself with this one.
Not a huge deal if that player gets picked by somebody on the move.
Thankfully, no one else came down and got involved.
They're sitting in a bush, back in the baller. No chance there. Kind of just a fresh reset for everybody involved in that one. Blake's taking a shot from the back. 60 shield gone now. He's going to try and climb the hill. This could be big if he can hold on to this for the entire time while this storm's still circling. Bouncing off all these surfaces, lands all the way up top. He's in a box with another player. It's Nut. Goes down in the box. Walling off, Clicks now down to 10 shield. 10 players left. Building up. The assault for high ground, so important right now. 1 launch pad is heard. Clicks takes a chance to pop a mini. Keep building that tarp forward. May have to reconnect here in a second, depending on how much pressure he feels like he's going to get. Players dropping in. It's funny, even a 9 damage combat shotgun shot is enough to force a player to drop in there. Underkill goes down.
It's because you know there's more shots coming in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, if he's already hitting me now, just wait until I'm lower like this. It could be even worse. Clicks still with 100 builds, showing off why he is one of the most consistent solo players in the NA East region. The Boogie comes in, doesn't actually connect with anybody, but this is as textbook as it can get. You're just keeping the high ground, making sure that if you get dropped down, you won't take any fall damage, let everyone else get scrappy and fight. You just get your placement points, get your last couple of limbs, and you're good. At this point, this is Clicks playing this like he's at the World Cup finals.
100%.
Just practicing. The more the merrier. Keeping the height, not doing anything crazy.
Plenty of build left. Still sitting on 60 plus. Let the other 2 fight it out.
They're fighting.
Take a shot. Premium. The last one on the low ground. 1v1 Clicks. Just going to knock the floor out. Taking shots from above. Quick little corner edit and reset. Look at the speed of that. Look at the speed of that. He's double layering brick, puts the floor down, just the one surface, edits the corner, takes a shot, resets, and builds the pyramid.
That was...
We'll just let premium tick out.
That was scary easy for Clicks. I mean, scary easy.
You want to know why he's the top, Jack? That's why he's the top right now.
That's it right there. I mean, we see other players in a position like that where they've let it get close. Clicks knew exactly how to play that through and through. Barely took a lick of damage and wins the game. Another victory royale there. Someone on your screen, you see TSM Vinny, a name that in previous skirmish times popped off. Has pretty much, for me at least, had a pretty quiet Fortnite World Cup so far.
Gone quiet through the World Cup thus far. I'd love to see a big game from Vinny. His duo Zexro as well, another one that's been kind of low-key so far. A lot of players, though, rotating through here. We're at the 50-50 circle in 12 seconds. That means anybody left in Neo Tilted is going to have to make a move, and you've got people like Vinny boxed up, a good chance to take third-party shots. I am curious why he just took a great tack shot through a window at probably 100 meters. Not sure. not sure.
Which weapon you have right there.
don't think that was the desired play. No. A little bit of stumble.
Vinny trying to set up for this drop that's coming on in and decides to actually look up and begin to shoot it. Remember, the health of the drop actually depends on the mode you're in. So in solos, it's only got 250 HP. So that's not too bad of a thing to have to shoot on down. And, well, even if he doesn't get the crate,
feels like he got a crate.
Feels like he did. The legendary combat shotgun. What an upgrade there from the common tack.
Caught that player in the rotation in. Is actually still going to get the box. Looks like unchallenged. Big bucks, no whammies.
My
Finds
goodness.
A legendary AR, a big upgrade across the board there. And he's got a full shield in the box as well. Got to hold on to the minis and the slurp. Probably the best call right now since it's most likely only one full. See here in a second, quick little reset on the wall. He's looking for anybody that might be peeking, anybody that might be making a move, chances to take a shot. And he does have a backup in terms of shield in there. Cowboy, the top right corner of your screen as well. Vinny, the stinks, still getting ticks. Sees the player potentially rotating out. Can he track that? Doesn't
he's just,
quite see it.
He's just getting rid of him.
He's chucking them away.
He's throwing them away so he can pick back up either the minis or the mini or the full.
Yep.
And looks like we'll decide to go for 5 minis in the slurp, which I think is the right play.
Yep.
Makes sense there. Get some damage down. If there's somehow a storm surge that comes in, that might be the difference between being above or below. I like the play. Say I like the play.
If it's going to happen for storm surge, it'll be at the end of this circle.
Mm-hmm.
You actually see that this is interesting because the way that we're watching these games, that marker right there, whichever person we pulled this from, that's them marking the edge of the next circle.
Yes. That's
actually a pretty interesting tip for anybody that's watching from home if you're trying to elevate your play. A lot of positioning knowledge will come from knowing when or when not you need to continue rotating in.
Yeah.
If you use the mini map to mark, just put the little marker down, the closest portion of the next safe zone. You know when you've made it in without having to check the mini map to see if you're past it or not. It's very, very, very important to know when you're safe and when you aren't.
Absolutely, in duos especially. Your duo's still alive, you're dead. You got to do things like that. Help, give them the best chance possible. Nico hits the ceiling above and actually drops a player right into his box. So basically gets a free elimination right there as the player was not expecting it. And with that, we'll actually move into our top 25. 3 more placement points earned, Shadow Bomb being used, and the quick movement up this slight little hill begins. As you see 72 hours on your screen, alive right now inside of a baller. He was in our top 10 earlier on, now no longer the case the last time we got a leaderboards update.
Blue T in here as well. We're going to jump in with Nico live. 4 eliminations, 137 builds, a really good loadout, and Loom not doing too well on the bottom there. There was an RPG, doesn't opt to pick it up. Could have potentially swapped out the AR or the TAC AR for that. Doesn't do so, though. No big deal. 19 points now. Catches a player inside the same box. Maybe one box over at this point with rotation. Moving forward. No time to waste here. You don't want to be stuck at the edge of the safe zone as a baller actually swings through and opens everything up. Nico forced to rebox very quickly, burning through the materials. Down to 32 metal. Keo from Cloud9. The very bottom of your screen.
Look at 72 hours on height right now.
Liquid 72 hours, top of the screen there. Cole as well. Blue T. Jojo.
Cole's breaking him out. Cole's doing everything he can to break him out. And 72 hours having to deal with that. He just wants to begin to fire down on everyone, but can't get a chance right now. Here's Kaizui. Again, one of the younger players on 100 Thieves. 78 total health, but a ton of ammo, so get some health back and maybe some mats. He's definitely can spray for days.
Kaizui, player rotating behind for the Storm for just a second. One drops in, the heavy snipe does apply pressure. Kaizui goes down, it's blue T from above. Oh my gosh, it looks like they traded inside the box, the trap and the shot. A quick swap there, both players going down at the same time. Meanwhile, all the way in the ultimate high ground for just a second there, we're in the top 15, but 72 hours from Team Liquid still in it. Blasian goes down. JoJo still in this as well, 10-bit just inside with a barely alive baller as Nico, the forefront of the Storm. He's got a baller in the box immediately next to. Wouldn't be surprised if there was pressure.
Yeah, I can tell. Whoa! All pulled into the rift. 3 of them.
3 players all the way in the sky. 9 remaining.
And they'll gladly float this one out. Look at all the destruction going on down low.
Just wait it out.
There goes 72 hours. Did get dropped on down.
It's like it went out 8th. Doesn't quite get the 7 points for a top 5. Shatang gonna drop past Deity with the ultimate high ground. Keo in the mid tarp. Pyrovoil flying all the way past. Got players still stuck in the bottom. JoJo with the ultimate low ground. Shatang finds Keo inside a box. Nico and Deity fighting for the ultimate high ground. Ranch forced down a little bit too. We're in the top 5. Placement points going out for everybody. 7 now.
Nico's so high up there right now.
In the sky.
The question is, does Nico have anything to wind up dropping down with? From our perspective, from what we can tell with Spectator, no, but
that middle
with it going up the hill,
something.
Should now be all right. But look at how weak all these players are down low. The Storm doing so much damage, and Nico more than happy to just keep building on up, keep playing this distance. Shatang gets 2, so winds up getting a lot of HP, but spraying, and it's all for naught. Nico just sits up there and basically idly wins that game. Pretty easy. When you got the high ground like that, building in brick, there's no chance of getting shot down at all. And what I'm loving to see here, Ben, is this players doing a good job of calculating when they're on height, if they need to challenge or not. That's like 2 or 3 games in a row now where the person on height has just sat up there, let the Storm do its job, as long as you tag them once.
In the last 60 seconds, crazy.
Get a little tag on them, and then let the ultimate enemy, the zone, do its job for you. 1 hour and 15 minutes left in the queues until NA East solo qualifiers for the Fortnite World Cup Finals are over.
You're trying to get your 10 matches in. Now's the time to do it. 44 players left. Speaking of those 10 matches in this match, Attack AR, the blue combat shotgun, minis, shadow bombs, sitting on the edge of the zone. John, no need to apply too much pressure, doesn't have to move, just kind of wait it out. Take third-party shots, get those quick window edit resets and hold this one watching through on that ramp using the little holes in the brick structure underneath of his opponent. Gonna start making a move here. Goes for the window replace. It's the wall replace. It's not even challenged. Here we go. This player might not have audio. Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, that's just, again, when you're not just like in a 1-by-1, when there's more behind you, sometimes it can catch you off guard. As that's what happens right there. FaZe Dubs actually in this lobby, and
Didn't you say?
Said FaZe
you
Dubs.
Go on records as saying FaZe Dubs is the best solo player in the world
as of right now.
Interesting.
Technically, with the placings we've got, there has been no person more consistent currently. What's he had, like 1st, 3rd, 6th, 2nd, or something?
Nope, no person more consistent. Okay, I have to ask. Have you not been watching Tim's stream? Consistently fall damage.
That is true. Consistently bad.
We're talking about consistency,
yeah.
Jack. Really, you're gonna?
Yep.
Sorry, Tim. I'm trying to defend you here, bud.
It's all right. I'm sure he's really upset right now with his hand tats.
Listen, he's tough, and you can't handle it.
I can't wait to see Tim this week. I'm going to give him a big hug.
Ray in the feed picking up an Elam. Flo taking one out as well in the top 35. Zycoma and Baldy right next to each other here. A little back and forth. You see them both actually facing each other. And just quick edit resets for transparency on the walls.
You're like, you good? You good?
You gonna move?
You good?
You gonna make a move? I'm just gonna wait. You gonna move? I'm not going yet. You going?
It's a game of chicken right now as Baldy keeps editing, looking for any opportunity to rain down fire from up above.
Who gives into the pressure first, right? Puts himself out in the open.
Wondering if the rift gets used here or Baldy just says.
He's high enough up, he doesn't necessarily have to, but I'm going to say because he's waiting here, I think you might be right. He's just looking back and taking shots, thinking, I'm just going to use the rift when it's time. There we go. There's a reason for it, too. One Elim looking for the second. Baldy, the storm right there, the swap, and falling down. I believe I heard it.
He rifted. He did. Here's Dubs. It doesn't get much easier than that. The player with 17 HP gets cut down, and Dubs will go follow this up right away. Look for any materials possible. This baller trying to snake them all.
Just a little bit.
There you go. Now Dubs has made it on and says, no, this is mine. This is mine. And whoa, 3 big shields, 6 minis. Oh, gosh.
That's a yikes.
Okay, Dubs, not in a fun time right now. Remember, when you're in the shadow form, you cannot edit, you cannot make any plays like that. So Dubs gets trapped in there and takes 80 storm damage because of it.
Very fast edits on the tunnel there, moving forward. Basically not letting go of the sprint the entire time. Look at these. Walling and editing a corner out every single layer, burning through materials very quickly, but
dude,
a very stable base to make a move.
It just set in how insane the Battle of Regions is going to be at the Fortnite World Cup. Like, Mongrel, Mr. Savage M are going to be repping EU that I know all of Europe's going to get behind. You've got the likes of Dubs, Tfue representing NA. I mean, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
The best players from every region.
Yeah.
Making their way to one stage. I'm gonna have heart palpitations, Jack.
Bro, it's gonna be one of the most insane events of all time. There's just no doubt in my mind about that. Des loves Shane being pressured now by Dubs. Dubs did get a solid shot down range. Unfortunately, shotgun not reloaded, so we'll have to take a moment there to let that weapon reset. As now the zone going back the way it just came, so.
Less than 50 builds now. Dubs, 70 HP, has a chance. Just kidding, 100 HP. A little misspeak there. 11 players left. Freak Twinkie goes down. Shots from above. Another player. Title shot found outside of a window, looking through for a peek. Potentially, doesn't quite get it. Shots in the back instead. A big trade out there. The legendary combat shotgun.
Oh, this movement is just
forward.
dirty.
Looking for the shot. Doesn't quite go for it. No chance just yet. Mustache from Tempo. In the feed, picking up another Elam. We're in a top 8 now. Dubs, quick edit. Takes out the top half, looking for shots through. A reset and rotation. Dubs, so fast. So blindingly fast.
Yep.
You want to try and keep up with anybody.
Stinks from height again.
This is literally like you're setting the tempo right here.
Mm-hmm. Should have enough time to pop this big shield. Thankfully, the stink grenade bombardment has stopped. Remember, top 5 is the last placement points outside of winning the game, and just like that, Dubs has made it on into the top 5. Now up to 28 points. Still building out. Turret comes into play for that extra health on the build so it doesn't get shot down. And oh no, the build he was going to land on gets shot out. Trying to put pressure on, gets one. How about a second? Not going to happen. Baldy wins that fight. The challenge comes in from the high ground. Baldy so weak. How will he make this pop? How will he make this happen? Baldy spraying, frantically trying to get this player to fall on down. 4 HP. There's no way, right? I mean, there's no way, right?
There's always a way, Jack. Don't count him out just yet.
Baldy, 1 tick of the storm ends this game. The player was building with metal, and
there it is.
That's it right there.
John holds the high ground, the last second victory royale. He was one of the first players we jumped on board with in this game.
Lock it up.
Locking it up.
Yeah.
Sitting on the top of the hill and ends up paying off big.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Shout out to Baldy, though. A good little performance at the end. Did what he could.
That last second drop, though. It literally...